what I want to talk about today is Kiosk PowerPoint. So if you've been on the Concur site and you've looked at the help instruction sheets, I'll share my screen with you so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you've been on here and you've looked for how-to instruction sheets and you've seen this Concur Kiosk PowerPoint that I created, you may already kind of understand how it works, but I kind of want to go through how you can make one yourself, because this is a handy tool. You can use it for training someone or sharing information. It might be a good way to onboard new faculty or staff in your department. You can share information and how-tos and general things about your department. Higher level colleges could use this to be a directory or a info center, like in the dean's office or something like that, or in a main area of the college. So I see a lot of good uses for this tool, and I think it'll be helpful for you guys to see how it works. So I've created one here, just a really simple, short one, just to kind of show you how it works and what we have to do to set it up. So there's three things you have to remember for setup. And the first one is, if you go to slideshow here and you click on setup slideshow, you're going to want to make sure that you have this option checked, browse at a kiosk full screen. So that is what makes it into a kiosk. And if you've ever used that Concur Kiosk PowerPoint, you know when you open it up, it takes over one of your screens. And so you're basically mousing your way through it. You're choosing options, kind of like a choose your adventure kind of thing. You choose what you want to look at and it takes you to that page. So we want to do that, browse to kiosk full screen. And the second thing you have to do is you have to build navigation. So in your slides, if you see this slide here, you've got a continue button that takes you into it. And then on this slide, each of these pictures is a link to another slide. And so to do that, you just use insert and you use link, which there's already a link there, so it's grayed out. But you choose link and then you can choose a different slide. So let me remove this link really quickly. Okay, so to put it in there, you click link and you choose place in this document. And then you just choose the slide that you want to go to. And over here, we see that slide 3 is the daffodil slide. So we're just going to choose slide 3. It's going to show us what slide it's going to go to. And you'll click OK. And you'll want to save. So this is how you build navigation. And you'll see on these other pages here that we have a navigation bar. And so this will take you back to the home page, and these will take you to the other flower pages, and then you've got an end button, they'll take you to the end of the presentation. And so each of these items, so you've got shapes that we've just inserted here, so insert shape, we just choose the shape that we want, you can make it whatever color you want. That is what holds the link. So instead of an image, it's just a shape that holds the link. So we're just, again, inserting the link and choosing the slide we want it to go to. I've included little word boxes here. Those are not actually part of the shape. So a handy tip I would suggest is when you do that you go in and you select the word and the shape by holding down your shift key. You select both of those and you can go to shape format and you can use grouping. So they're already grouped, so it's saying ungroup, but if it wasn't, group would be highlighted. You can hit group there and it would put that word and that shape together. And then whenever you moved it, it would move together. And if you link one or the other, the link is on both of them. So if you don't do that, here's what could happen. You could have a large text box here for home, and someone would try to click on the word home, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't click. You'd have to go up here to the peak of the little house, and you'd have to click on that to go home. And if someone's, just not paying attention, they may think the link is broken. So grouping is important. That's a good tip. And to get this navigation nice and clean like this, and so that it doesn't move around. So when I launch this, I'm going to launch this in a second and show you how it navigates. But you'll notice that when you jump from slide to slide, that this bar right here, it doesn't move. It's the same place on every slide. And so to do that, a very handy tip is to use a table. So just use a table with just one row of however many cells you need, and then insert your objects and your pictures, and then attach the links to them. And that way you can just copy and paste this into each slide, or you can duplicate the slide and you'll have that menu bar on there and it'll be in the same place every time. So that makes it look nice and clean and neat. So that's a nice tip to use. And then if you need to edit this after you have saved it, you need to open up PowerPoint and then choose that file wherever it's saved to open it. Because if you double click on it on your desktop, it's going to launch it into that kiosk mode and it's going to take over your screen and you can't edit it. It's just the presentation itself. So you want to make sure that you open PowerPoint first and then choose the file. The last thing you have to do for sure to make this work is when you save it. So when you save this, you're going to choose File Save As. I want to just choose my desktop, and it's already here, so it's going to tell me it's already here. But you want to make sure that the Save As type is PowerPoint Show. It's normally PowerPoint Presentation. You'll want to change it to PowerPoint Show. And once you do that, you'll have a Kiosk PowerPoint. And I want to launch this and just show you really quickly how it works. So now you've got a kiosk. And so there's nowhere to click. There's no menu down here like you would see on a normal PowerPoint. It's all you can do is use your mouse. There's no keying, nothing like that. And so it leads you in and takes you straight to this menu page. This is what you would call the menu page. It's where you'd have all the links for all the different pages. And so if you click on one, it's going to take you to that page. Well, say you want to skip around. You don't want to go in order. You can skip around and go whichever one you want and look at it. And so it's a non-linear presentation. So that's what a kiosk is. It's non-linear. It's not a set order that they have to go through like you would in a regular presentation. They can skip around to what they need. This is really handy. So if you are, as an example, trying to teach your faculty how to load the copier the correct way for the use they need, you could have an if-then situation. You could have, if you're using cardstock for a cover, you need to use the bypass tray. If you are printing a normal white paper situation, you use tray 1. And if you need to use colored paper, you would use whatever tray you have the colored paper set in. You can have those situations set in there, and they can choose what their situation is and know what they need to do. So that's just a little example that I thought up that would be a good use for this tool. Now, like I said, if you want to edit this, the easiest way to edit it after you've, let me get out of this for just a second. The easiest way to edit it is you open PowerPoint, you open the file. But if you want to add more slides, the easiest way is to duplicate the slides. I don't know if you guys have worked with PowerPoint a lot. Most of you probably have and know this, but let me open PowerPoint again. And I'm going to open Kiosk PowerPoint. And notice now I can edit it again. And so if you wanted to add, say, another flower, you could go to the last page and you can right click on that slide and say duplicate slide. And once you've got the duplicate there, you can, replace your picture. Let me go up here, sorry. Picture format, change picture. And we're going to go to my desktop again. Say you want to add another flower on here. So you can do that, and you can add it into your table down here as another menu option. Okay, group, ungroup, okay. Table design, there you go. So if you ungroup it, which you can, after you've done that, I want to turn the borders on so you can see the borders. So there's the borders. And so I left an extra space in there because I was going to put that marigold picture in there to add another one, right? And so I can do that by just pulling that over here. You make it the right size and put it in the right place. It should be aligned with the others. Okay, and so now I've got another one here, and I can add the link. So I'm going to go back to Insert and Link. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Place in this document, and I'm going to choose slide 7 because that's the marigold slide. Okay, now if I want to copy and paste this into each slide, I can, but you got to consider that each of these has the other flowers in it. It doesn't have the flower that you're looking at the time. So you may have to do a little bit of rearranging if you were to copy and paste this in there. To see, this one doesn't have the daffodil. So if you copy and paste it into here, then you wouldn't be able to get the daffodil. So you got to keep that in mind. The navigation is the trickiest part of this whole process. And you can still use your transitions and animations. So if you've used that Concur Kiosk PowerPoint, you realize that there are animations in there. There are circles that pop up and arrows that come in and things like that on the presentation itself. So you can still use your transitions and animations. I just didn't in this one. I just want to make a very simple one that could show you the navigation, how to use the navigation in it. But yeah, you can use all the bells and whistles PowerPoint has if you like them. I will say that Concur one that I have on our Concur SharePoint site, I have to tell people, download this file first and then launch it from your computer by double clicking on it. Because if they open it up from there, it just looks like a very regular PowerPoint presentation and it's non-linear, so the slides in order don't make sense. So if somebody opens it like this and tries to go through it. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's not like steps in a how-to or something like that. But if you're doing, a step-by-step instruction and, if this, then you don't want them to go to the wrong slide. So you just have to inform people to download the file and then launch it from their computer. It's very quick and dirty explanation of it. It's really easy to do. Just remember those 3 things: setting up your slides as a kiosk, inserting your links for navigation, and save it as PowerPoint show rather than presentation.